Right, now, every year, Marquez does his annual phone awards or whatever. And at the end of the video, which if you haven't seen his video, I would encourage you that you do, because that you go watch it. Because, yeah, the end was really nice. He kind of does this thing where he stays there, but the background goes from, he's been doing it for 10 years, so the background changes, and I guess it's a still image of the background from the last 10 years. Production value has always been good for his videos, and it has only gotten better over the years. When it comes to a lot of the stuff that he says, I don't always agree. And if I care to share a screenshot of somebody who commented on one of my videos, they were upset that I wasn't supporting him. Okay, whatever. We all have opinions. Cool, thanks. But when it comes to this particular portion of the video, the bust of the year, I'm happy that prior to him actually announcing what it is, I was like, oh, it has to be this device. And it's because I feel the exact same way. So let's go ahead and see what he says the bust of the year is, because I also agree. And I'm actually, not bothered by what he said. I'm bothered by the company who chose to make this phone, because they really screwed some stuff up for a lot of us.
Award is going to go to the bust of the year. So, okay, this is a weird one. This is the award you hate to have to give, but I give it every year anyway, to a phone that gets a shout out for how badly things went. But this is a little different from previous years, and you'll see why. I'm gonna just jump right into it. I'm giving the Bust of the Year award to the Asus Zenfone 11 Ultra. You get a big red trophy for this one, Asus.
In addition to asking you to subscribe, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, Ice Sparkling Drinks. Now, this one is empty because I drank it because it was actually really good, but I've been buying these ice drinks for years. And recently I found out that they partnered with Starburst to create Starburst flavored beverages. Now, I've tried all 4 flavors, the cherry, the lemon, the orange, and the strawberry. And while I feel most people think the strawberry Starburst is the best, which it is, drinking that just wasn't that pleasant. So I'm going to say the drink that's actually the best is the Starburst that's actually the worst, which is the orange one. This straight up tastes like orange soda, and I've had quite a few. And again, no B-roll, just of me drinking one of these, because I already did. This stuff is good, so consider trying one. All right, so we're going to get to what he has to say, but I want to say what I want to say first. So for those of us who do enjoy smaller phones, and I have to put that in air quotes now because phones have only gotten bigger over time, and in the video he talks about this too, but it's like the what are considered small phones in 2024 are bigger than the big phones of yesteryear, whatever you want to talk about. But here, when it comes to the Zenfone, I did a ton of research over the course of the last 2 years, and really, I did a bunch of research 2 years ago to stumble across the Zenfone 9, which I wasn't tracking, and then finally I found it, loved it. Loved it so much that I bought the Zenfone 10 the following year. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'll buy the Zenfone 11 the next year, or maybe even 2 years later, or, buy the 12 or whatever. But the reason I liked it is because it had, or has a 5.9 inch display, 5.9 and some change. And when Asus announced the Zenfone 11, there was no regular Zenfone 11. There was only the Zenfone 11 Ultra. And now we're talking about like a 6.7 inch display, so not quite a full inch bigger, but a substantially larger phone. And I'm just like, but you just lost the whole point of what you guys were doing, and you lost a lot of customers in doing so. And what's going to end up happening is now you are competing with the other companies that make phones this big, and you're going to lose. It's flat, you're going to lose. In addition to the fact that the phone was small, which is, the main reason I liked it. Screen was good, speakers were good, has a headphone jack, so that's nice. Fast-ish charging, so, like a bunch of positive things. But the leading thing was the fact that it was smaller. And now that it's competing with, in this country, I'll call the big 3 out, the iPhone Pro Max, the Galaxy Ultra, whatever year we're talking about, S24 Ultra, and then the Pixel 9 Pro XL. I think that's what it is now, whatever the name is. But it's just, you're going to lose if you're competing against those. And in other markets, you're also going to lose against those mainstream devices. So yeah, I am happy that Marques gave this phone this particular award. Let's hear what he has to say. And for the most part, it's everything that I just mentioned. But let's go ahead and listen.
The 11 Ultra did not win anybody's favorite phone. Now, if it's any consolation, this is the first year that I'm giving this award to a phone that's not actually that bad of a phone.
And yeah, I'm happy you said that. And I forgot that he mentioned that. Because yeah, it's not a bad phone, but it's just not the phone that we wanted. And the reason that we wanted the other phones, the Zenfone 10 and the Zenfone 9, the reason is because they were small. And now that it's no longer small, we have almost no incentive to buy this particular device. So yeah, again, not a bad phone. It's not great, because even if you look at the specs, you'd be like, screen resolution isn't that good. Battery life will be fine, but there are other phones of this size that have higher capacity batteries. Years of support, like that's going to be one of the major differentiating factors. And I think what I've seen, for this phone, in addition to the ones that I currently own, you get 2 years of operating system updates, and let's say 2 to 4 years of security updates. I'd have to go back and look for each individual phone, but with those numbers, it's just like, well, why buy this? Because you'll get longer support for all of the big three that I mentioned, and either other ones like OnePlus in this country. So it's like, why? There's zero incentive to buy this device, with the exception of maybe the headphone jack. But yeah, a lot of people clearly have moved on from that.
It's an okay phone. If you bought it, I'm sure you'd be okay with it. But the point is, it's more representative of the whole category, because the Zenphones that came before this Zenfone, well, you remember them, right? Those were actually really interesting phones. They won previous awards. They took up some space in our heads as smartphone enthusiasts, where they were actually giving us what we said we wanted, which was a flagship phone that was actually small, that was actually one-handable, that fit everything we wanted into a compact size.
And yes, as an owner of 2 of the previous phones, so the 10 and the 9, I got exactly what I wanted. Was a flagship device, but smaller. And they took that smaller part away. So there's no incentive to buy this phone. Like, I look at it on eBay all the time, and I'm just like, one, it costs more than what I paid for the 10 and the 9, and it's not the phone I actually want. So why buy it? I have zero incentive to do so.
And then they just turned it into this, just another generic big phone. It's fine, but we lost something today with the Zenfone. It's gotten to the point where I genuinely don't know if we're going to keep giving out a best.
And that's pretty much it. Almost 10 minutes into this, it'll be shorter than 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm happy that he gave it this particular award, or this phone this particular award, because yeah, I'm sad. I am. I know that my next phone will be something bigger, and it's just like, well, once this phone is no longer supported, or even a little bit before that particular time, I might end up actually just getting something else. So small phones, are gone. Marques did a nice video for the Zenfone 10, or maybe even for the 11 Ultra. I forget, but yeah, he made a small little coffin for it, and small phones are dead. Very, very nice video. I appreciated it. But yeah, I'm sad. So bust of the year by him. For me, it's just, it sucked that Asus, whatever, just lined up with everybody else and just said, let's just make a ginormous phone. Heck, even if the phone were, like 6.1 or 6.2 or even 6.3 inches, I would have said, okay, cool, not ginormous, in line with some of the smaller other flagships. But the fact that they jumped all the way up to 6.7, it's like, now you're competing with the Maxes, the Ultra, the XLs. And I'm just like, why did you do that? So we'll see if a smaller Zenfone 12 comes about. Doubt it, but I'm hopeful. And I forgot to mention it, and I think this is probably my biggest gripe, is that if you look at the Zenfone 11 Ultra and then the ROG Phone 8, I think, Hopefully I'll put something on the screen. It's clearly just a carbon copy of that. And it's like they already had this gaming phone line, and instead of just allowing the gaming phone line to continue and saying, okay, we'll have the ROG phones over here and then the Zen phones over here, they pretty much, it looks like they were just like, we'll just copy that gaming phone design and just now call it the Zen phone. I don't know if that's laziness or if there was external pressure or sales were so bad with the Zen phone that they just said, well, let's just make the ROG phone and the Zen phone the same thing. I have no idea. But if I wanted the bigger Asus phone, Asus, whatever, I would have gotten the ROG phone. I would have gotten the gaming phone, even if, I know I'm not a gamer, whatever, but I would, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. No, I wanted the small one. I really hope that with the 12, they're like, yeah, right, let's go back down to smaller sizes. And yeah, I know that I would buy it if that's what they do, but it's not looking likely, unfortunately.